So, a couple things changed in gears, huh? What's going on, guys? It's Schwo. This is the street free for all gameplay that Epic released for Judgment. And, man, a lot has changed going into the multiplayer in this game. The community has lost their minds. People are calling for boycotts. It's been pretty interesting to say the least. But for the first thing that everyone lost their minds about was they announced that DBNO is going to be completely out of the multiplayer in this game. Not just free for all like we all thought. It is gone. Actually, it's still in Overrun technically, but it's like that's pretty insignificant. I'm not devastated per se, but at the same time, it's like if it's still in the game, why did you have to get rid of it completely? I don't understand like the reasoning for that. Like you could have kept execution for the hardcore people. You know, like it was an option. It didn't have to be this way. And if no one played it, then whatever. Nobody would play it. You know, I'm not saying like bring back every mode with DBNO. Just I think execution should have stayed if you were going to go this route. You know, do you really need it in TDM? No. Do you need it in? Well, apparently there is no King of the Hill, but do you need it in a game type like that? Not really. I could live without it. Honestly, like I've been listening to the Epic podcast, and I kind of came to the conclusion this was going to happen a while ago. They kind of hinted at it because they wouldn't answer it directly. They said they were talking about it and they weren't sure. To me, that sounded like they were leaning towards getting rid of it. So I felt like it's going to be that way for a while. So maybe the announcement didn't like get to me or anything because I'd already assumed it. But I just don't see why you had to lose execution. It just I don't know. This doesn't seem like it was necessary to go that far. You know, you could have at least left that. Other than that, though, I think it'll work. You know, people act like you go down and you get revived every time. You know, 9 times out of 10, when you go down, you're dead. I mean, it just delays it for like a second. It's the truth. You know, that's I understand people being angry about it, no doubt. It's definitely okay to disagree with, but I don't know. You could have kept execution. That's my thing. The next thing is they took the Locust out of multiplayer, and I can't come up with a reason for it. Like why? There was no reason to. I keep getting text messages here. Shut up. I don't see why you had to. Yeah, you didn't have to take Locust out of multiplayer. They say people didn't like playing as him, but I don't know about that. You know, I just don't get this one. You know, like, did it really change anything? I mean, no. It's, still gonna play the same way, but that this series has always been Cog versus Locust. You know, why are we going red versus blue here? It seems completely unnecessary to me. You could still do red versus blue and have Locust in there. Well, mix up the teams, whatever. Then they do that in Halo. You could play as the elite guy, or a Spartan in the multiplayer, but it didn't matter what team you were on. It was just what your character looked like. I don't know. I don't get that one at all. That's just I have nothing on it. The other big thing that we found out was King of the Hill is out. And they're bringing in domination, like, I guess if you've played Call of Duty, you know what domination is. I'm not going to say they're taking it from Call of Duty because apparently Epic with Unreal in 1999 had it before anyone else. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. All games copy each other with the game types. It doesn't matter. But, is it really going to be that different from King of the Hill? I mean, in Call of Duty, the way it plays out for those of you who don't know, you have 2 flags close to the spawns and one middle flag. So it'll probably devolve into fighting over the middle flag. It's going to be really crucial that the spawns are done well in this game type. Map design is going to be also extremely crucial. I really hope that the flags aren't on power weapons. I feel like you should keep them separate. This way, if a team has a spawn trap going, the other team that's losing, maybe they could make a move on the power weapons, and it'll really add this dynamic of, how many guys do you want to have guard the flags, and how many guys do you want to have go after the power weapons. There's a whole lot of different kinds of elements of strategy you can go with there. And to me, that's pretty interesting. I'm not, King of the Hill was definitely my favorite game type in Gears 3, don't get me wrong. But, like, at the same time, I could see this being better. That's just my personal opinion. I've kind of always been pushing for a domination-style, multi-territory game type in Gears. But, like I said, it's probably going to play pretty similarly to how King of the Hill plays now. But, who really knows? I mean, we don't know how the maps are going to be. It's a million different things. And also, I forgot to mention the loadout system and the way this is going to work. I also kind of called this on the forums also. I had a feeling they were going to do this. But you spawn in with a pistol and one primary weapon. And you get to choose between the Lancer, the 2 Hammerbursts, the Retro Lancer, the Marksa, which is that sniper rifle you saw earlier in this video, the 2-shot headshot one, and the Nasher and the sawed-off. And this is another change that, while on one hand it's like, I get why it's like annoying and it's stupid, but I've always theorized that one of the big problems in Gears 3 was the fact that you spawned with essentially two power weapons, because the starting weapons in Gears 3 were relentlessly strong. And it doesn't look like that's changed too much in this game, per se. Look at that boom shield with crazy combinations of things you could do with the boom shield now. But, so you spawn in with one primary. And, you also get to pick between frag, smoke, ink, beacon, and stim gas grenades. You can spawn with those as well. Incendiaries you can't spawn with. They will remain a power weapon. Apparently, they're better than all the other grenades. But like I said, I kind of called this was going to happen. I think that this could work because in Gears 3 you had 2 power weapons with your. If you spawned in with a Lancer and a Dasher, I mean, what did you really have to go get other than the boom shot? Obviously, everyone went for the boom shot because that was far superior to every other weapon in the game. But, I mean, many times I'd play a King of the Hill. I'd look down at the torque bowl and I'd be like, what? I could probably do more with my Lancer. I could hold teams back. I mean, if you miss your torque shot, that's it. The guy's going to move forward. But if you have 60-round Lancer clip, you're just going to hold the guy down, wherever he spawns. Why wouldn't you want that instead? And to me, that was an issue. That hurt map flow. It felt like people weren't emphasizing the power weapons like they had in past Gears games. And when you don't have objectives, in these types of games, the power weapons become the objective. So you need people to move on the weapons to create flow in these game types. But it kind of looks like, as far as Gears goes, we're heading toward more objective game types with power weapons. So I mean, the games can be pretty good. Obviously they could easily screw everything up, but people are calling like, it's going to be a rifle fest, and I haven't really seen evidence of that. I mean, you watch this video here. This person is at their most successful when they're using the Nasher. People just want to ignore that. I just don't understand it. Like, people just don't want to give this a chance. I get being upset about it, but geez, I mean, really. And the attitudes people have. I mean, it's casual. One guy comes into the forum. He calls himself the savior. Like, really, bro? Get over yourself. People, R.I.P. Gears. Oh, my favorite actually is, this is all because Cliff and Rod and Lee Perry left. It's like, well, no, they were all there for the majority of the development of this game. Cliff even said himself that he supported the removal of DBNO. That's just completely delusional thinking. that them leaving had anything to do with this. This was going to happen. It was set in stone. It was preordained. They say they discussed it, but it was probably figured out a long time ago. So, it's not because anybody left or anything. It's just, it's just how it was going to be. And it's kind of, I feel bad. You see Quinn De La Hoya gets all the hate, and Pete kind of earns it, though. Like, he trolls on Twitter a lot. He says a lot of things I don't think he should, and it angers people. To me, it's not a very smart thing to do, but it's Twitter. Who cares? Whatever. But, it's just, people got to chill out. It's like, so many people are acting like this is the end of the world, and it's really not. It's gonna be better than people think. It may be the best Gears game, but I'm not gonna sit here and dismiss the possibility that it could suck ass. It might. It's definitely possible. It could be an absolute abortion of a game. Do I think that'll happen? No, but I won't dismiss the possibility. Definitely not. That being said, though, it's a new day. We're going a new direction with these games. I don't think it's becoming Call of Duty. Anyone who says that, I don't think has ever played Call of Duty. And you can clearly see this game is extremely fast paced. A lot of times Call of Duty isn't. It can get very slow. It can be fast paced depending on what you're playing, but generally people kind of play those games, really in really cowardly ways, if you will. But I guess it all just comes down to how much it matters to you that they change these things. And if it's too much for you, and then you gotta go. The thing is, to these people that are gonna quit Gears, though, where do you go? Gears is so different from everything else. I just don't like if Gears is your main game, I don't know what you would suddenly turn to. But that's gonna do it. It's not the end of the world. All right, guys. Peace.